It was 1852, and I remember it so good. Moon was full when my friend Henry say, somebody coming up to make us free in 3 days, asked me if I wanted to go. 3 days later, me, him, and a few others met at the edge of the forest in the moonlight. Foe I could imagine, a woman approached. She say, if you want to be free, come with me, but you're going to have to listen. Before I knew it, we was about an hour from the big house and on our way. By the time Moon came back, she done told us to go on and get to sleeping, and we'll take turns doing watch. I took the second watch. It was mighty cold, but I was so scared I barely noticed. Henry was the last one of us on watch, and before I knew it, he was shaking me on up to get ready. Scared me right out my sleep. So we all ate, and that's where we stayed till the night fell again. Soon as it got dark enough, we went right back on moving in the forest. Few hours past fall, we heard something from yonder coming closer. The woman Dawn told us to duck off in the bushes and be quiet. Foe, we know it. The men done left, and after she done checked to see the coast was clear, we got up and was on our way again. Morning came closer, and I seen a little house coming up. The guide stopped us, and we waited in the brush. After looking around, she crept on up the steps, and somebody opened up the door Foe. She could even reach it. Too dark to see who it was. Looked like a white woman, though. After talking to her for a bit, she gave us the signal to come in. Seen a few Mo slaves waiting that was set to go with us up north. All us went down to the basement and slept on the floor. Ain't never got such a good a sleep in my life. Next thing I shut up when I heard somebody knocking upstairs. Looked around and everybody else was up too. We was just listening, and my heart about jumped out of my chest to hear them talk. Sorry to bother you, miss. Well, what do you need? Well, we was just looking for some niggas that escaped round this way not too long ago. Well, I don't know nothing about that, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. You ain't heard nothing or seen nobody like no, sir, but if I do, you'll be the first one I let know. Now we got a lot of work to do, and my husband is sick. You wouldn't take no offense, would you, mister? Oh, no, ma'am, ain't no offense at all. I was just letting you know. Oh, yes, I sure appreciate it, and I'll let you know if I hear anything, and I mean anything at all. The catcher looked at the woman for a moment before taking a step back, lowering his head and removing his hat. Yes, ma'am, we sure appreciate that, he ended. I ain't never prayed so hard in my life, and thank God to this day that man believed her. Stayed in that basement for the most part that day. Then we was back on our way again that night. Then we had to cross a big old river with stones as big as horses. We would have drowned if we hadn't been holding each other, locking our arms. She had us, elbow to elbow, in a circle. Ain't never felt water so cold. Long after we done crossed, we was still wet. Even with all those miles we done walked for, we got to a barn. Some white man came and let us in that morning. By now, I ain't know where we was at. So we rested, and before we know it, night was right on back, and we was on our way. We had just got done with a little break when she told one buck we picked up at the white lady house to take the back and watch behind him. Say he ain't listening to no woman and staying up front with his wife. She walked right up to him and tell him, you gonna listen to this one. Then the man twisted up his face all strong and balled up his fists. He say, I ought to teach you good how to respect a man. She lift up her rifle and pointed right at his chest and say, only thing you gonna teach me is how fast you die. Then his wife, who was watching, rushed over and tried to grab him, but he done snatched away from her. So he and the guy just are looking at each other, staring. Boy, my heart was just a thumping. So he's still staring at her. That's when he look at his wife and say, come on, Dita. We leaving, can find our own way to freedom.
You ain't going no damn where but hell you try to take off on your own.
I'll make show of it, the guide said. Guess he ain't believe her, 'cause he grabbed his woman by the arm and started to walk away. Though it looked like she ain't want to go too much. Either way, guide raised it higher and pointed it right at the back of his head. Nigga, I mean what I say. I ain't gonna tell you again. He looked right on back and stopped right along with his wife, looked at the guide, and spat right there on the ground in front of her before they turned right back around and kept on walking. They took few more steps before we heard a loud boom. Everybody backed up and looked at her, but she was already lowering the rifle. I looked over to see the man drop right there beside his wife's feet. Oh, she get to crying and hooting and hollering. Woman ran over with the rifle and covered her mouth. Say you gonna be next, you don't come on and shut up. The wife say, if you just gonna kill us like them white folk, ain't no use in falling ya. She say, one thing for sure, you sure ain't gonna live if you don't come with me. That I can promise you. Looked right in her eyes and knew she meant it. Even I knew she meant it. So she did what she was told, and we was right back on our way. That's when I know not to mess nothing with that woman. Lord knows only heaven can help her. Some time passed, and we all stopped at a river. Guide woman Dunn told us to help her with something. Came over and seen a little boat. It was hid neath some rocks and branches by an oak tree. I know I, and most of the others I was with, ain't ever take no boat before, but least we ain't have to cross on foot this time. Next thing you know, the boat was a-shaking and moving. All of us would have fell out. We wasn't holding on so tight. Seemed like it lasted for hours till the waves calmed. I was so scared to even look up at first, but when I did, seen that nobody fell out and we still had everybody. About 2 hours later, we all turned to look down at the water. Heard something sound like it was moving. Next thing I know, this big green old monster come up over the boat, like he was about to take us all. Lucky he ain't get over, or I'll probably not even be here to tell the story. Ain't never heard a mouth snap like that. Was like the hammer of God. So after that, we happy naturally. And in a day or two after, we done got off the river and down and went right on back through the woods. So we moving, and the sun bout came up when the woman said, no worry, we almost there. So I and the others went right on with it. After about another hour, I seen everybody just start to stop and look. That's when I seen what everybody else was looking at. This big back creature looked like a big old black wolf, but was standing tall, on its legs, teeth as big as a butcher knife. And he was just a-looking at us, and we was looking at him for what seemed about a day for the woman took aim. And 'fore I could even blink, she done shot out a sound that made everybody drop down. The bear done ran off. So we done kept going through the woods till we hear some voices. 'Fore I could look up, she seen a train station, about 100 yards away. The woman give us some pieces of paper and say, hey, these your tickets. Keep quiet and just hand them up to the man when we get up there. So I and everybody else did what she said. I thought we was caught right then. But they let us right on in, and we was on our way to God knows where. I done seen this big mountain of water come rushing down. Ain't never seen so much water falling. Was a mighty pretty sight. So we go on and cross a big old bridge. The lady come by and whisper in my ear, and everybody else's, it's about time to let loose. Next thing I know, the train done stopped a few minutes down the way, and all us got off, took around the back way and through the swamps. While we was walking, started to see mo flags with what looked like a red cross in the middle. The lady say the cross stand for God, and the flag's leading us right to him. We was walking for about another day or so. 'Fore long, we started seeing mo people. Lady Dunn led us to a church, and I counted about 20 Negroes just a-waiting, food and water in their hands. They was about dressed even better than my old massa and his cheering. And 'fore the day was over, I was too. I ain't never feel so good in my life, and sure ain't never seen so many smiling black faces. I ain't even know it was this many free blacks that existed. When I tell you, me and Henry done dropped to our knees and kissed the earth. Couldn't help but cry. Our guide woman walked up to us, said her name was Harriet,